Hello there YouTube, welcome back to another video, and we have another 148 GTL DX here. This one belongs to Graham Hooper, and we are going to go through this thing front to back, and we're going to do a custom face. We're going to tidy her up. We're going to do all the usual bits and bobs. So radio is not bad, chrome is not bad, it's a few marks on it, but it will polish up and we'll get it looking pretty decent. The knobs are manky, spring clip missing out of that. That squelch control needs to be fixed because it's doing the old roundy. Volume is very dirty. There we go. Very stiff. All the rotary controls very stiff. And you see how dirty she is, like she's manky. Now what's interesting about this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 positions. Interesting. Clarifier needs to be denotched. Let's have a look around the rest of it. Knobs are absolutely manky. I put them into the ultrasonic cleaner, methinks. But plug in a microphone here. So let's see what she's doing, and I'm on the dummy load here, so we go to AM. Oh, why am I not seeing anything on the dummy load? There should be. So this thing is heavily modified. We're going to crack it open now in a few minutes, but the mic gain is actually just trying to do all this one-handed. The mic gain is actually doing the AM carrier. One. Not a lot of forward swing. Sideband. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, the beep must be on a switch tone. Okay, that's the Roger beep. See what that does. Come on now. Don't know what the noise blanker's doing. We'll have to figure that out. Yeah, so let's plug out the microphone here and we'll have a look at what's going on. This radio was modified a couple of times, whatever that's about. And bit of rust on the cases, was stored in a less than ideal environment. What's this? Low, Roger, high. So all these modifications that's done to it were actually on the side, and somebody moved them all to the front. Interesting. So I think what we'll do now at this point is we'll crack it open and see what's going on inside. Well, now, first time I've come across one of these. This thing is heavily modified. Had dual finals at one stage, but they took out the second final. You see the wires going down here. These ones, they're for the AM FM power on the mic gain. So I suspect that the mic gain has been strapped. You can see here on both the audio chip and this regulator here, the screws are gone, the plastic screws, so I'll have to replace them. Whoever was in this thing, they knew what they were doing. Very, very neat work. and that's not a compliment that I give too lightly, let me tell you. So there's our band switch and all these diodes, and we have an extra adder here, and we have all this lot here, which is probably, this thing goes, let's have a look, see. So put that down to the first position, 26204. We'll go all the way to the top, 30 megs. Now this channel 9 switch here, I'm not sure what it's doing. 28, that should be okay. So there we go. If we flip the channel 9 switch, it just goes there, kinda. Let me see, does the band move? No, it just seems to go there. Not sure what that's about. So what I'm gonna do is we'll hardwire that inside, and I'll use the switch for tone instead, because the tone is not there. This one here is for the Roger beep. We'll turn that off. And what would have been the noise blanker, that's our 10k jump. She's on 565 there now. And the 3 position slider is stock. So we can see there, whoever done this, it's just they've ground the shaft square, and it just pushes on. You can see here, this, we'll take the tape off that now and replace the spring ring, and see if we can sort out the squelch. It's just going round and round and round, which is quite a common fault on these things. So we're going to have to lift it out, and we're going to have to take out this here board. Piece of heatsink added here. And you can see there where the screws are missing, the plastic screws, the audio chip, and the 8-volt regulator. Indeedy. Yeah, let's have a look at the solder side. I'll just take off the counter probe here. Let's flip it over. I'll take out the mic as well. Let's see what they've done this side. Okay, so here's all our pushing, pulling on the binary adders to get all the extra bands. All that lot there, by the way, as I said, is the kind of, the VCO won't stretch over 5 megs, but this is kind of helping us, pulling it around the place. This green wire here is just where they beefed up this track. This track is a weak spot in the 148. This one on the extreme outside here, you can see there. Let me get my pointer. It always goes here. It'll burn and just lift away, so you can just do it like that with some wire. Another lifted track there, so they just bridged it. And yeah, it did have dual finals at some point, but that was removed, mainly because the dual finals is a waste of time on these. If you want more power, use an amp, because putting in an extra final is not worth the effort, and you know, you're not going to really notice that much difference, to be honest. So oddball heatsink. Yeah, okay. This was stored somewhere damp for a long time. It's full of cobwebs as well, so that tells me it's in it was in a shed or something like that. It wasn't in a very good environment. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to pop out this squelch control, which means I have to lift this out of the way, and we'll see where we go from there. Right then, so we've been doing a bit of tidying up in here. We got rid of all the insulating tape and tidied everything up and cable tied it all, and it just looks a bit neater now than it was. So we're adding a counter to this radio. So we have the counter wire in there, everything running down the side, and the VCO hook up there, and our socket on the back. Oh, stop flickering. I don't know now. So once that's all glued in, it'll be grand. What else do we do? All the controls are cleaned. The squelch is fixed, so now it doesn't spin around anymore. And the clarifier is denotched. All these switches cleaned, all rotary controls cleaned. So we are ready to do the lighting. We have the display out, RXTX lights out, and the meters out. We have the holes drilled for the backlighting for the switches. What else did we... Oh, hello. What else did we do? We tidied up this year. We just cut them to length and made it a bit neater looking than it was. And other than that, that's pretty much about as far as we are for the moment. Right, so all the lighting is done. The backlit switches, blue display, blue, red TXRX light, blue red meter. So red on transmit, and same there. We have the counter hooked up, and very nearly there. So see all the wiring there for a lot of the wire in there for the lighting, all nice and neat. And I'll just put this down here. You can see all nice and neat inside. It's taking shape now, so we'll just leave it on now for a while, let the LEDs burn in. Hard to see them now with the big lights on it, like. I'll turn off these as well, sure. Nice. Happy days. We're getting there. Small bit of French skip running there. So we've the knobs done, all nice and clean. I have the blue lines done on them. I cleaned up the bezel, a couple of little chips on it here and there, but luckily enough they're on the bottom. Top of it's not too bad, so give that a bit of a polish there as well. Thing for decal, and we have to get it tuned and do the cases and put it back together. I don't know with the cases whether I'm going to paint them or not. I probably will, because they're not in the best of shape, whatever. I think I might paint them, yeah. Let's see how that goes. So I'll take the speaker out. I just clean them up. I don't like all this rust along here, you know. Yeah, so we'll probably paint them. And yeah, it's nice to hear a bit of skip running. Don't mind this knob, it's just a knob that I put on them when I'm working on them on the bench. So we're at the tuning stage here, and have it in the jig here, and we're hooked on. And that's what we're seeing. Should have 490 there. Should have 4925 there. Should have 4875 there. So she's a bit low. So what we'll do is we'll I leave this sitting now until the radio's on all day. But I'll leave it sitting until the counter stops. I forgot to turn it on, so I'll leave it sitting for another hour or two, and we'll tune it up then. And the ambient in here is, oh, where are you? 23. So I've turned the heater down. I get it back down to around 20 degrees, and we get it tuned in. So all is good in the hood. Right, so here we are, a couple hours later. It's tuned now, so 490, 4925, 4875. So the radio is bang on. The counter isn't, which is quite common with these. So we're going to open this up. While we have it open, we'll put in a bit of diffuser material in there, and there's a little trim pot in there that we're going to adjust to get it to read 0. It's quite common with a lot of this Galaxy stuff, especially these counters. Just fire them together, so it mightn't have been fully warmed up when it was calibrated or whatever. So I know my counter's right anyway, so we're going to set it to that. So now we're reading 1850 everywhere, and I've had it asunder, and the reason for the gloves is so I don't leave any fingerprints on the material or the inside of the lens. So there it is off, so you can't see the digits at all, compared to, say, this one is not tinted. You can see the digits real easy, and just annoying to look at. So it's nice dark filter material, so when you dim it down, like it's not bright at all. Even on maximum brightness, it's not that bright. So there you go. So she's bang on now. 185 everywhere. Lower side band. FM, AM. Moves around a little on AM. I don't know why. I would suspect that's to do with all this gubbins here, that the VCO is it's not rock solid, but I wouldn't worry about it. Sideband is where you want it to be bang on, and it is. So there you go. It's tuned now, and with the counter done. So we'll leave it there for this video, and we'll come back then and we'll do the decal and final reassembly. I'll probably put a shot of paint on the cases now, because I'm in work for the next couple of days. So yeah, we'll leave it there for this video, and we'll get you in the next one. And 73, we'll get you soon. Bye bye.